The stream. Hey, hello Deco. Thanks for the hydrate. Hello Trixie. Welcome everybody. To today's I guess that month art review. Sorry for the long kind of like date late in the month because I have some assignments that I need to catch up. So I guess today we are a little bit free before we kind of like proceed on with today's Friday night collab. So I guess without further ado, let's jump right into the art, shall we? Yes. Okay. All right. So I've been doing this kind of a so-called art series a while now. So if you missed out the first and second month one, you can go ahead to my YouTube channel and do check them out. And yeah, so we are basically coming to the third month already. Today, this November will be my fourth month and so-called the end of my first term. I hope you all can hear me, right? Okay. Alright, I think it's not bad. Okay, so let's go through what I did on my third month. Alright, sounds good? Okay. Oh, louder. Okay, maybe I tune that back a little bit. Testing. Okay, maybe slightly better. Okay. Thank you for the feedback. And yes, so let's go on with our art. Okay, so on the last month, I kind of like so-called preview one of the final assignments that I did for figure sketching and something about construction. So this is the final version. So if I'm not wrong, do I have my previous one? Yes. So okay, so this one is what I did previously. So line art, kind of like doing some post reference, and what we have here today is the final art for it lah. So basically we are the point of the lesson is to kind of like understand the material especially the cloth and maybe like the armor pieces. So some armors are a bit more shiny, and the cloth is maybe like a bit more okay. At least for this cloth, is not very transparent but you know, like the cloth texture. Yeah, so the cloth texture is something that our lecturer would want us to be mindful of. And the fur wise, I guess I could do a little bit better, but I guess because sometimes most of the assignments we are on a time crunch, so maybe not the best that we can do, but at least we are kind of like more aware of it as the illustration is about more towards the character, so I didn't really pay much attention about the weapon or maybe the weapon. So yeah, so more or less like top-down view. The character seems fine in a new pose, so yeah, overall it's fairly well done. Some of the spots I like about the cloth is maybe like here, but that's just me. Alright, so moving on, we have so during October, Artgerm has this kind of like Arttober series Previously it's called Inktober but there's some stuff going on with that, so he just kind of like go through like an art series for October basically. So this is what I did. This is for the second day or my second drawing. If you are interested, there is a time-lapse video, and maybe I can link the time-lapse video for you all to see, to kind of like check it out. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so there's a time-lapse video for Yelan. I think this time I kind of like worked a little bit better previously was whoa, wait, something's wrong. Okay. Previously it was yeah. So I kind of like try to improve a little bit on the line art aspect of it so a bit more black and white, kind of protrude out the character a little bit more. Yeah, so this is Yelan for my second October piece so Artgerm kind of like calls it October. Yeah, so that's what he calls it So I think he has been doing this for a few years already. So yeah, so do look forward for the next one, October 2023. Time-lapse wise, not so much well, I'll see whether do I have time or not. But moving on, for October, he also didn't really specify like must it be digital or traditional. So he kind of like catered 2 lessons for Copic lessons for us to do. So this disclaimer a bit may not be very good because it's been a while since I used traditional. So these are the 2 Copic illustrations that I did so first one was Makima. Okay, at that time I'm still trying to hello Desiria, welcome to the stream. And yeah, we are just going through some October pieces I did but yeah, so the left one is the first attempt. So this is my let me do it. So this was my first attempt, and then this was my second attempt. Second attempt is slightly, I think, a little bit better than the first one, because the first one was I'm trying to get the hang of it I didn't really use Copic until that week so yeah. First time attempt, usually Copic is really hard for me. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure because traditionally, if I did my art last time, I do have like a white light board now to kind of like do my drafts and trace over whatever I need to kind of like make copies in the traditional sense lah. But so this one, the paper is slightly thicker and a bit more harder to trace lah. So that's why it's like one shot, one kill, no luck, all skill. Yeah. Yeah. So the second attempt is slightly better, but maybe in the future when I have more time, I'll try to do a bit more traditional stuff. Maybe we'll do some setup changes to it lah. Yeah, that's for the future. And that is all of my October pieces for Art Gems prompts. And so moving forward, we have some small little kind of exercises in between. So this is like putting a character on a beach, where you try to match the character to seemingly fit inside a beach picture lah. Kind of chose the Apex Nessie. Initially I wanted to put like an Apex logo beside. Wait, this one should be like that. This one should be like that, or something. I can't remember. Yeah, initially I wanted to put like the Apex logo on beside the Nessie lah, but I don't think I have the time for it lah. So there you go. There you go. Nessie. Okay, so that's Nessie on the beach, and the next one is a little bit more funky lah. So we were given this. Oh, I should have put. Okay, wait hold on. Okay, good. Wait, quick. Mama. Nope, wrong one. And yes, okay. So initially we are given this picture to do something with it. So can you guys guess what are we going to do with this picture? The big bowl spot is a very big giveaway. Is it tree? Close. Sort of planting, but not a tree lah. Okay, good guess, Desiree. No, we are putting hair. We're doing, for this exercise, we are doing like a hair rendering exercise lah. So there are quite a lot of good prompts done by my classmates. So one of it was like power. Yeah, one of my classmates did power, and then he kind of like memified about it lah. So he's like, Jesse, you only have 3 squeezes. Yeah, it's like pretty funny. And another classmate of mine, he did Aki, which is like, remember to flush, just like what happens in the anime lah. Hey, you know who I'm talking about, Smartware. Alright, yeah, so the memes for it, I kind of like didn't really kept in mind until when my classmates did it. So it is pretty awesome that they kind of like do something special with it lah. Well, I mean, for this it's a hair rendering, so I wasn't really motivated to do the bottom half, if you know what I mean. Wink. Wait, wink. Yeah, I did it right. Alright, so that's the hair rendering exercise. Although I don't think I did quite well, but I guess it's a good stepping stone. Maybe during the term break we'll try to do and one more time on stream. That's just I'm just saying first lah. If I can, then I'll do it. If I cannot, then so sorry about it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that is so-called the last in-class assignment for Arjun. At this point lah. So next one, we are moving on to something a little bit more special, which is 3D. Yeah, so initially our module is called Intro to Maya. So as you do not know, if you do not know, Maya is a 3D software modeling software lah. But however, because as a class we kind of like have a common consensus, which we have a choice lah. A, we can either do Maya, or B, we can do Blender lah. So Maya versus Blender lah. So for us broke ass artists, we kind of like chose the correct answer lah. So we kind of like chose to learn Blender for it lah. Because Maya, okay, during our time in 3D Sense, we can utilize the Maya software. However, the computers over there isn't say very high tech lah, and Maya, when you try to open it, it's very slow. Plus, after the 1 year, you need to pay for your own Maya lah. So obviously for us, Blender was a better choice. So we chose Blender as our kind of like 3D modeling software to learn, and this is what we kind of like did lah for 3 weeks. So the first one we did was basically basic modeling lah. So we need to create like a snowman. So for this one, I kind of like memified about it lah. Because it's snowman, and then I was thinking like, oh, snow picture, and yeah, so this is what I came up with it lah. If you have been so-called a regular watcher of my art streams, this character is an unintentional suggestion by my classmates, and then okay, let's do something about it. And then this is what I came up with. For this bird creature thing, I wanted to put the word dance, but kind of like forget it lah. It's a bit difficult at the time. Yeah, but yes, this is 3D. This is 3D modeling software, Blender. Yeah, so we kind of like learn a few basic stuff about Blender for the first week, and eventually from this is our first exercise to create a snowman in kind of like with the environment. So the second one was we are supposed to create a room with minimally 1 chair, 1 table lah. So what I did was, as I was constructing the table, I kind of like thinking about playing mahjong, and this is what I came up with. Yeah, 1 shot, 1 kill, no luck or skill. Welcome to the 麻将台. Welcome to the gambling den. So yeah, I didn't know how to replicate the tiles as efficient back then. So I kind of only created 1, and yeah, so this is the table and chair. So yeah, quite a lot of my classmates, they did like room setting. So like, you know, like a normal room, window, 1 table, 1 chair, this kind of stuff. And yeah, I kind of like do something a bit more stupid lah, in gambling den sense lah. Yeah, so this is my interpretation of 1 table, 1 chair in a room. and slowly for the third one, it is just trying to replicate certain shophouse building, because the main point of it was for the lecturer to see whether do we know how to use certain techniques, like let me just show you the picture first. So yes, this is just a simple shop house, no need color or anything, but I just wanted to put my stuff in for fun. So the major points are kind of like you know how to make this hole, you know how to kind of like have this gap, maybe do this thing, complicated staircase thing from the side, and a lot of those like caved in stuff lah. So these are like a caved in inside, minor extrusions, and yeah, basically that's about it lah. Maybe some small like handle stuff lah. So these are some of the main points. How long did I took this? I can't remember lah, but for maybe like first time wise, 4 hours, 5 hours or so combined 4-5 hours combined lah. Because I'm trying to kind of like utilize this one set and then like times 4 lah. So it kind of like so-called like hasten my workflow progress. Yeah, so this is the normal shop house. So nothing special about it, but just that the lecturer just want us to know how to use these tools, and with that, then we will move on to our kind of like the next term's 3D modeling exercise lah. So once I have a bit more concrete things to show you, then I'll maybe do it on the 4th or 5th month review lah. 4th month not so much about Blender, because for this one, for this exercise is our considered as our last in-class assignment for Blender. Assignment lah. So moving on forward, we will be doing like interior exterior pieces using 3D as base lah. So do look forward to that once I have more concrete stuff to show you guys. Alright, and with that is our intro to, I guess it's Blender now lah. So one more thing, just to so-called recap lah, not this one. For perspective, so our perspective module have, I forgot to mention, my figure character module is done, anatomy is done, and for perspective it's also done. So I'll be showing you what I did in a while. Okay, so this is what I did for perspective exterior. So the next one I'm gonna show you is perspective interior of the same building lah. So as you can see, this is like a kind of like church feel thing, right? So so this is what I did for the interior. So the interior, this is like the base thumbnails interior. Yeah, so there are a couple one I kind of like drew up to kind of like, you know, ideify come up with ideas basically. So eventually I kind of like chose number 2. 4 is a bit hard, I guess, and 3 is a bit, I don't know, somewhere about there, but 1 is a bit too kind of like character one. Yeah, so we chose number 2 lah. Whoops. And moving on to that, we have our first kind of like proper 70% line art done. Disclaimer, yeah, the angel was not in the last one. So, and this is our final one. Okay, go away, mini. And yeah, so I didn't really have time to do the angel thing, but so I kind of like change it up a bit. So if you know this character, it is Nightingale from Arc Knights. And this is a few of the drawings that I did beforehand. Not say beforehand, more like previously. So like maybe 2-3 years ago. 2 years? 1 year? Okay, maybe it is better to show you guys. So you all have some idea. Okay, so this is my first one. Whoa, pretty big, right? Yeah, this is my first one. And then this is my second one. So basically, I'm just repurposing my old assets, I guess. Luckily, I still have the files. So I remove the colors, leave the line art, and just kind of like overlay them. So instead of the church of some angel, I kind of like repurpose it as a church of Nightingale. Yeah, so pretty funny, I guess, but all for laughs. Yeah, so that is my perspective interior for the last one. And so in the next term, we will be doing like the interior and exterior using 3D. So there will be another feature of this thing, depending on what theme I choose. Then yeah, then we'll move on forward from there. Yes, so this is my last perspective assignment. So yes, okay, alright. So I guess we can move on to the next one, which is intro to Photoshop. Okay, so maybe the intro to Photoshop. Previously I have shown this. So if you do not know her, she is Nina Kosaka from Nijisanji en Etheria. And if in case you have been following, I have been trying to do like seasonal art pieces. So I think the last art review, I don't think I got show. Yeah, I don't think I got show the spring and summer pieces. But so for this one, I have specifically used my class assignment as my autumn piece. So this one will be my autumn piece. In case, I think you should have seen it on Twitter. Yeah, so that is my piece for autumn, and maybe I'll just go through here the steps I did. Okay, so obviously this is the line art with line art, and slowly we have the colors, base colors. So a bit of a bad habit is that I kind of like chose the lighter base colors or the flats. So in the school they are kind of like a reverse thing. So they choose the darker color first, then add on the light. So maybe for us like anime people, we like to choose the lighter colors, then add in the dark. So yeah, so that's one habit that I have not changed, something like that. So maybe the next few artworks I should try to pay attention to use the dark to light method as per the school's kind of like art style yeah. So these are the flats that I've chosen for her, and with the flats done, we have a little bit of the background with some like absence of light, or they like to call it like, they don't want to call it shadow, their shadow is literally like absence of light. Wow, so sophisticated. Wow. Yeah, so basically the background is like a normal tree, kind of like draw a few branches in there, add on a few leaves, scattering leaves, and yeah, that's my background for autumn. And yeah, nothing much for this part until the last one. So this is the final artwork for autumn, and yeah, so add in like some of the assets on her arm, finalize the umbrella thing with some shadows from the leaves of the tree and yeah, it's basically add on a little bit more leafy orange leaf stuff. And yeah, that's about it for this artwork. I guess not bad for I guess semi-realistic non-line arty drawing. Yeah, so previously I think this one there are still some like line arts to it so in the final render I kind of like, okay, maybe there's still some but most of the sides they are kind of like gone. Does it show it here? Okay, maybe the gloves, maybe the chest, maybe the sides, yeah, all gone. So I mean, I could have done it better but yeah, it's something that I have to be mindful of next time but yeah, so this is my final assignment for this module. So there is like 4 modules down so anatomy, intro to Photoshop, and what's it called, figure sketching. I call it figure sketching. What else have ended? Perspective, and anything else? Intro to Blender. I guess this at this point in time is Blender I don't think it's over, but maybe it's just moving on to the next term but I guess it's done. Art Germs lesson is still going. Yeah, I think for at least for these 5 modules it's done. So yeah, so this is my intro to Photoshop. So with so much modules gone, essentially we have like one module from the second term they kind of like jump forward a bit So what module is that? It is with Kunkar. I think it's character design stuff with Kunkar. And yes, if you find the word Kunkar very familiar, it is the Dota hero Kunkar. I mean, yeah, he's the guy that the Dota developers took inspiration from and put his name into the game. Yeah, so he will be teaching us character design stuff. So what the initial brief was to pick. Let me set up the context first. Pick one game and create a character in the existing game. Create a character for I think it's for the game. Based on the game design or game style. So essentially you're creating a character that fits into the no, not yet. No. I still got at least like 5 minutes, okay, Mr. Endless, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, so create a new character based on the game design and style. So in maybe like 3 or 4 days before the date to submit the assignment, I was still thinking which game should I choose. So as I was happily watching an anime called Kankore, and then it kind of struck me as an idea, and I guess we are doing Kankore, and that is what I did lah. Okay, maybe let me just remove this one. Okay, so character design for Kankore. So we could be kind of like very anyhow with the design but I kind of like went all in some sense, pretending that I will be like designing a character. So I'm putting myself in that mindset. So in the game itself, so far there are these 2 aircraft carriers that exist in the game. So what I'm thinking of is, can I try to do like a sister ship called Illustrious. I mean here it's Illustrious for the game. This particular ship has not been created in the game as of now, so that's why I'm trying to kind of like do something new as per the assignment. And this following one will be the so-called the design process of what I think it could be so this is just me it's not officially the game one Alright, so some major pieces that are common in between the 2 existing aircraft carriers, Victorious and Ark Royale. I got her in my game account but I have not gotten Victorious yeah. So some common pieces were okay, maybe I just do like this. The red rose on the chest, the tiara on the head. Is it very obvious? Maybe I should do thicker. No, too thick. Help. Okay, no. Okay, yeah, like that. I'll try. Yeah, so the tiara, the red rose, and something that the aircraft carrier have for the design, it is like this top thing which is like above the breast. I don't know. Yeah, see, something like that. above the breast, something like that lah. And of course gloves, the traditional compound bow designed using the flight deck, and I guess the arrow quiver funnel lah. So these are some of the common design that I kind of like picked out lah. Yes, they are the UK aircraft carriers lah. So like Her Majesty's ship lah, so HMS lah, Her Majesty's ship. So for this one, it is illustrious. So yeah, so this is what I came up with lah. So we have the rows, we have the above the chest top, then the rest is kind of like trial and error with something I like, and then this is the final one with the back and the full FBO like FBO. Of course, yeah, so don't worry, I'm going to show you the design page for it. Okay, so most of the stuff is I try to think of something new, something original design lah. But yeah, some portion is I can't really think very creatively, so but I try to give that natural sense, like it's part of the ship, this kind of stuff. So for the shoes wise, it is okay, I guess it's a bit basic lah, like typical high heel shoes with the rudder at the back. And as for the tiara, most of the tiara I seen on Ark Royal and what's it called, Victorious. It is a bit like like truss design, truss. So so I went ahead to use something like a truss design with it. So the base design is a 3-hinge frame truss design, and I kind of like slowly manipulate it into something quote unquote original. Of course, this one, this 3个大喇叭 is part of her coat of arms. So yeah, so the 大喇叭 is the coat of, logo lah. And obviously the color blue here corresponds with her color scheme. As in Victorious, I managed to find this shading with this color, which corresponds to her top color. So maybe that is something that I could use. Yeah, so that's what I use eventually. And the flight deck one, okay, I guess still need work, yes, but it still have the compound bow feeling of it. And yeah, basically the quiver, the waist anchor, and the bridge backpack. Of course, I could be doing something more creative with it, but there is so much I could do based on the original schematics or blueprint of the ship itself. So yeah, so maybe next time this one maybe can have a little bit of art direction as to how I could move forward from it lah. I mean, I don't think the artists themselves kind of like, oh, I like this design, I whack, and then that's the final outcome. I don't think so. It's like that lah. Maybe they have some art directors from the core game itself to kind of like say which one work, which one does not work, this kind of stuff lah. So yeah, so I mean, this is something that I come up with, so it is not official, it is just something part of an assignment, which maybe if I do it a little bit more better, maybe got contention, but that's not 100%. But it is just a small step to it. So as for what I just now mentioned is some of the stuff which is common in all the aircraft carriers. I kind of like note it down, and yeah, basically just take note of it so that it does not fall from the other aircraft carrier designs. And that is our first assignment for character design for Mr. Kunkar. And yeah, that's about it for the third month art review. Yeah, so anybody got I mean I just want to say thanks for everyone that has been hearing me chitter chatter for a very long time. But yeah, this artwork is one of the reasons why I got busy last week. Did I play games last week? I think I did. But I mean, yeah, it's like that lah. So very happy that this one got at least decent thought put into it. Yeah, decent thought and idea placed into it. So during the in-class review, still at least like, oh, I got my shit down, you know. You want to ask me anything, 尽管问, you know, that kind of feeling. Yeah, so that's about it for, I guess, the art stream. And after a quick break, wait, there's no sudden ads and stuff, right? I hope that there isn't. Okay, so yes, that's about it for the art stream. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and then next we'll be jumping on into golf with friends.